Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfurt Eagles 976. They are people helping people. Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. Day and Genda Funeral Home. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. Healthy community of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Farmers Bank, let's grow. The Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair. Well, it's football season again here in the great state of Indiana, and we are live here from Frankfort High School, where the Clinton Central Bulldogs are facing off against the Frankfort Hot Dogs here at Frankfort High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Shepard alongside Jan Bozier. And Jan, it's football season's back, and it's a great time.
I'm ready. I've been ready for a long time, and I really enjoy coming up here to Frankfort. Now, I got to tell you, I've been broadcasting for 25-plus years. I did a whole lot of Frankfurt basketball games. I have never broadcast a Frankfurt football game. So I get to check off another school that I get to broadcast in, and I'm excited about it. So these great people up here. But listen, these are two teams, Sean, that obviously want to get things going in the right direction. We could spend a lot of time talking about the past. I doubt they're talking about the past. They're really more concerned about the future tonight. Both of them only won one game last night. And so with that being said, a whole lot of excitement about who can do some good things tonight.
Well, let's take a look at the Willow Green Barn first look. Willow Green Barn, again, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And for both these teams, like you just said, both those teams just won one game last year. And for Clinton Central, 1-8 last year, haven't won since week 5 of 2023. And for Frankfurt, the last game that they won was actually against this Clinton Central team by a score of 44-20.
Yeah, and so what you do is you come in this game and you just take little mini victories, and we'll talk about them today. Little mini victories. If you get enough of them, you might have a chance of winning this thing.
Looks like they're about to play the anthem, so we'll take a break here. You're watching high school football on ISC Sports Network.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head. Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Well, opening week of high school football here in the great state of Indiana. And again, live here from Frankfort High School, where last season they suffered an unfortunate incident with the press box here at the football stadium.
Yeah, they really did. And it was everyone across the state seen it and go, wow, what was that? And obviously the press box caught fire, and they're in the process. It's really nice. We're in the opening stages of it. So are we the first broadcast in the press box? I think the answer to that is yes. So, hey, we mark off something else we're first of.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? I mean, about halfway, probably about 3/4 of the way done. Still waiting on some windows right now, but overall, I mean, we're not going to complain. It's a beautiful day here in Frankfurt.
We want to be week 1 with no windows. If you're week 9 with no windows, you might be a little cool. But listen, it's a beautiful field. They did a great job getting things ready, and Frankfurt's ready, and you want the home opener. So I think there's a ton of excitement. You always want to, Sean, listen, played high school, college football. You got to protect your home turf. If you're going to get things going, and we talked about a little bit this in the opening, if you're going to get things open, you protect home field. So to get a home victory, A, 2 things happen for Frankfurt. A, they get a victory, and B, it's at home. They need to start a tradition of winning at home.
I couldn't agree more. Well, how will they do that? Well, we'll find out here in just a moment with the Farmers Bank keys to victory. Farmers Bank, let's grow. Jan, I'm passing that off to you.
You know, Duke keys the game for a long time, and sometimes you can put close to the same things all the time. So, but it's a little different here with teams that are really trying to get things on cue. So the first thing is a good start. You don't want to come out and make a lot of mistakes because mistakes have a tendency to breed and start to roll down and get more and more mistakes. So if the cleaner you can play, and even if you don't end up winning, that's a mini victory. Remember, I talked about mini victories, and we'll do that a lot. So get off to a good start. And for both these ball clubs, they need to get off for a good start. Don't make mistakes, especially a lot of offsides, late hits, things you control. If they're penalties because of aggression, you kind of forgive them. If they're mental mistakes, it's early, but you kind of don't like those. The other thing is, especially for both these ball clubs, Clinton Central, and we'll talk about, they run a spread veer. The veer is very, very run-oriented. Both these teams have to run the football to get things going, but the veer really is about first down. If they can get 3 to 4 yards on first down, that's a victory for Clinton Central, likewise for Frankfurt. And number 3, stop big plays. Both these teams have given up a lot of big plays the last few years, and to have any shot in a high school football game, you cannot give up. You might give up one, but you can't give up a bunch.
Even they may be fun to watch sometimes for some fans, but for other fans, it does not make them very happy. Well, let's also look at the players to watch. Players to watch, just like the players to watch tonight specializes in this craft, so do the professionals at Tornado Roofing. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com. Well, for Frankfurt, let's go with the new guy here, R.J. Kornman, who is a senior wide receiver, 6 foot. And last season at Harrison had 2 rushes for 16 yards, but has also had some time at Clinton Central, believe it or not. So has had quite a bit of time here in this area, so knows everyone really on this football field.
Well, he's a good tall young man, 6'3". He's a senior, 190. That's some decent. So, and he's got some athleticism. I think that Frankfurt would really like to get him involved tonight, and so let's see if that happens.
And for Clinton Central, their player to look out for, Creed Menon, did a lot of things well last year, including throwing the ball a little bit. 13 to 45, 200 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Also ran the ball very well last season. 71 carries for 270 yards. So
yeah, I think he's key because obviously they're going to run the football, but he had some experience as a sophomore. Now he's just a junior, had some experience, and so it's going to be a really solid year for him. There's some expectations because he did have some playing time last year, but he's really going to have a developmental year, and hopefully then he can just make it even better for hopefully his senior year. But he's not thinking about the senior year, but let's see if he can get things going from that quarterback position, just a junior.
Well, both of these teams, especially Clinton Central, are fairly young, but looking at Frankfurt, just 5 seniors this year, and tonight's actually senior night. They're honoring all the seniors on week 1 because senior night, normally the last home game would be during fall break, so Frankfurt decided to get out of the way on the season.
I like it. I'm trying to remember if I've ever had a school. Maybe I'm sure I have. I kind of like it on the first game of your home season. It's kind of cool to get things going. A lot of it. And here's our seniors, guys, and there's not very many. 5, I believe. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of seniors last year, so this is both these teams. Quite honestly, they're very young, and so we'll see how both teams do today.
Well, here are our officials, sponsored by FiberHawk, fast, affordable FiberHawk. So look at Lambert Barnes and all of his crew, Tim Moore, Michael Atkins, Lethero Smith, and Tyrone Postel.
Yeah, we got to say hi to him. He come up and said hi to us. And listen, I was never a football official, but I was a basketball official for a long time. And just much like the players, there's a little bit of jitters. First game, they'll make a few mistakes. But I'll tell you, most of the officials, I've been doing this a long time, do a superb job, take it very serious, want to do a good job, and so more and more people need to be officials. I'm telling you, it's really a great thing. You can be a part of the game, whether it's football or basketball. But if you've ever thought about it, listen, I basketball officialed for 8 years, and I loved every second of it.
Well, believe it or not, I'm actually licensed to be a volleyball official in the state of Indiana. I took a class last year at USI.
Believe it or not, I was too, but I never did it. I got my volleyball officiate license, but never did. But you're now the voice of the Boilers, right, with volleyball?
I am.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I got that gig about a week after I moved into my new apartment in the Evansville area, so I'm spending a lot of money for a place I won't even be at, but it's a great opportunity. Yeah, I hope so. Grew up a big Purdue fan as well, so I'm really, really excited. I already met Coach Shondell and everyone. I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to meet the players next week before the first game. They have a couple games in West Lafayette next week. You can catch me on that. You can catch me on the radio for those games, so go ahead and tune into those games as well. Purdue's top 10 program to begin the season at number 8 in the nation. So
well, let's see who won the toss here, Sean.
Looks like
Clinton Central, but they deferred.
They've deferred.
Yep.
And so it looks like Frankfurt will receive.
Now, I think different. Most color commentators will tell you that they love defer. I'm not that guy. I want the football. I want to set the tone. Nobody ever agrees with me, and that's okay. But we talk about getting off to a good start. If you can put a drive together or score or a big play, you change the whole complexion of a football game, and you do it really early. And I understand why sometimes you want to get your defense on. There's something to be said for that. But I've always been a guy, give me the football. I want to get off and go with it.
Well, I can see it, especially in the high school and pro level, or the college and pro level, to why the teams would want to start the ball in the second half is because the first possession of the game, the crowd's going nuts.
Yeah.
Crowd's loud. If they start on defense at the second half, people are still coming back from getting their popcorn. People are still coming back from using the bathroom, getting their pizza. If you're like me and getting pizza and popcorn and eating the entire thing at Lucas Oil Stadium. But that's why a lot of teams I feel like to go for the ball to get the ball in the second half and defer and start the game on defense. Well, in high school, it doesn't make as much of a difference.
It doesn't, but I will tell you, being a defensive guy, I played defense in high school and college. If your defense is the core of your team, there's a good reason you want your defense out there, get a stop, get the ball in good field position. There's always something to be said to that. But if all things are equal, give me the ball. But I get it. There are good reasons, especially if you got a veteran defense, why you may want to put them out there first.
Well, this pregame show is sponsored by Healthy Communities of Clinton City, or Clinton Central, check that. Clinton County, check that. Making the healthy choice an easy choice. The game is just about to begin. And there's Coach James Byers, his 7th season with the program here at Frankfurt High School.
And you know, as much as anybody, Coach Byers wants to get this thing going. This is year 7 for him. He's put a lot of time and effort into this thing, and sometimes you have to be patient and build and build and build. And he really, I know, would love to get things moving in the right direction this year.
Well, here comes the opening kick, and high school football in the state of Indiana is underway. It's a squib kick, and it was touched by Franklin Central and will be recovered by Franklin Central at about the 22-yard line. But there's a flag on the play. Can't see exactly what it was. Its flag was thrown at about the 41-yard line.
I think Frankfurt retains the ball. So there is a flag at the 41.
It was a holding against Frankfurt.
Okay. So that'll move it back.
Yep, so not great field position to start the game off for Frankfurt.
Yeah, well, that's what we talked about. There's a penalty on the very first play. That's not a terrible one, but it's you got to be careful about taking yourself out of games with penalties.
The official was just waving the team back because they have to put the ball at the 11-yard line.
Yep. See, and instead of being about the 20, now you start at the 10. So if you're Clinton Central, you want your defense to really get aggressive here, get the ball, and get great field position early.
Here's Dennis Barkley taking the snap and hands it off to Castillo.
Look out!
A long way to go, and he may be gone the first play. Making a nice tackle at the 20-yard line for Clinton Central. A game-saving touchdown is Luke Shelley. What a recovery for Shelley, but still a great run to open up the season for Frankfurt.
Well, I'll tell you, he had a good hole early, and Frankfurt wants to get outside. All teams do. They like to get that edge, and boy, Mr. Castillo showed us some speed right there, and just a touchdown-saving tackle by Clinton Central is all that kept them from a touchdown early, but really good first play from scrimmage.
That was a 72-yard gain, and that actually already doubles his total rushing yards from last season. First down and 10 now in the red zone, but looks like it's going to be false start on Frankfurt.
Yep. See, and now the penalty, great play, penalty. So we've had two earlies. They got to get things under control, still early. Everybody understands that. There'll be some mistakes. You mentioned earlier, both teams are young, and younger teams have a tendency mentally to make a few mental mistakes a little early, and hopefully they can get things calmed down here.
So now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 24-yard line of Clinton Central. Let's see how Frankfurt can respond from that penalty. Hands it off, and will not get much. About 3 or 4 on that gain.
Just a dive off the left side. You're really looking for your offensive lineman. And listen, I was an offensive lineman, defensive, so I always like to give those guys a lot of props. We'll get their names involved a lot in the broadcast because I always said, if I was a broadcaster, the linemen are getting some props. You know, those ball carriers always get all their names named.
2nd and 12 from the 21-yard line. And here's Woods again, goes to his right and gets about another 3 or 4 yards.
Well, Frankfurt goes with an unbalanced this time. It becomes a math game. They try to overload Clinton Central's left side, just power it down. They moved that back and really had tried to double team the tackle. Actually, a really good job for Clinton Central. If you're going to get somebody powering you offensively, those defensive linemen got to get down low. The key for you is to clog that hole and not allow them to double team you out of the hole.
Well, 3rd and 7 from the 17-yard line. Frankfurt trying to get off to a great start here early. And here's a run for Castillo. Tries to break a tackle, but will not be able to do it. Be tackled at about the 16-yard line. Be 4th down. It'll be interesting to see what Frankfurt does here, though, in the very first possession.
Well, Levi Jacobs from Clinton Central does a really good job. It's getting harder and harder to make open field tackles. Kids are quicker, stronger in high school all the time, where it used to be a common thing. But when you're so strong and so fast, it's a whole lot harder to get an open field tackle, and Levi Jacobs did a really good job.
The offense stays on the field for Frankfurt. The 4th down and 6. Pitches it off to Castillo. Trying to get a hole and is trying to get to the first close, but it looks like he is just short, about a yard short.
Yeah, I think he's actually a couple yards maybe where they're ending up spotting it. They move it back. Still, another pretty good stop, and that's what you want when you're down in the red zone defensively, as Clinton Central Bulldogs are. They've kind of stiffened up, and for Clinton Central, that's a good thing.
So turnover on downs for Frankfurt to begin the season, but overall not a horrible first possession. Just a couple penalties really haunted them.
But it was just to your point. It was just enough to perhaps slow that thing from getting to the end zone. Let's give Clinton Central some props because their defense really came together there and got a stop to get them the ball.
We'll give the props to Luke Shelley, too, who made the touchdown-saving tackle. And here's a quick run here for Clinton Central. We'll gain about 4 or 5 on that play.
Yeah, here's what the veer does. It's an overload offense. They're going to try to get 5 guys to your 3 and double team you and power. And it's important for Frankfurt. Their linebackers have got to read, and they have got to read quickly, because if you don't get some help, it becomes a math game, 5 against 3, 5 against 4. So you've got to offset that with your linebackers reading quickly.
Got to gain a 5 on that play. Be 2nd down and 5 from the 17-yard line. And a high snap. Nice play made by Barrett. Fumble, loses the ball, and Frankfurt's on top to recover it.
Well, that high snap, while he still got it, he made an excellent job to do it. It's still through the timing of the offensive playoff, Sean, and it just never quite developed. It ends up being a turnover. So let's see if the Hot Dogs can make something out of this first turnover by the Bulldogs.
Kiefer Dudley was the one who recovered that fumble. We 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line of Clinton Central for Frankfurt. So a short field here for Frankfurt. Really good starting field position. So far they have been all rushing plays. Not one passing play yet until now. A deep shot going to the touchdown. Going for the touchdown and just overthrew his intended receiver.
Well, you talked about Kornman in the opening, and he had a step. He's a tall young man, 6'3", but listen, forget the height. He's got good length, and you get that ball near him, he's got a shot, and he just let him too much. That would have been 6.
Yeah.
That's a good play call. I love the play call. While they don't pass a lot, even if you just keep the defense honest, that's a good play, and it had a shot of a touchdown just overthrown.
So 2nd down and 10, pitches it back to Castillo. He breaks a tackle but gets 2 or 3 down about the 27-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Frankfurt. The offensive line tried giving him a hole, but the hole just closed very, very quickly.
Yeah, I've been impressed here early with Clinton Central's quickness internally. Clinton Central runs a 3-4, so they're not putting a lot of beef up front, really just 3 down and a lot of linebackers.
3rd down and 6. Hands off to Castillo again, and we'll get about a yard. He's taken down quickly by Shelley again.
Yeah, and that's twice now where we've seen his quickness and speed. While there has some similarities, quickness is everything on defense. How quick can you find the ball and how quick can you get a good angle pursuit? And to your point, a couple times now, he's did a really nice job.
4th down again for Frankfurt. They will keep the offense on the field.
It's important down. Let's see what they can do on 4th. Do they go to the playbook deep here? Let's see.
And it's a passing play. And he has someone, and it's almost picked off, but probably smart it was picked off, or it was dropped. Woods was the intended receiver for that. But I think turnover on downs.
Sean, I think what the problem there was the pressure came quicker, and he was able to plant his feet and get off because he just kind of lofted that pass, and quite honestly could and should have been picked off. But that was all because Clinton Central had backside pressure, and so at the last second he just kind of lofts it in the air, giving his receiver a chance, but just because of the pressure, and that's what good things happen when you can get pressure on a quarterback.
Kornman again was deep and actually had the defender beaten, but
so Frankfurt now deep twice and come away with nothing.
Mm-hmm. The 1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line for Clinton Central. And high snap again, and it is Barrett again. Gets about 3 or 4 on that play.
Yeah, that kind of thing will drive a coach crazy. You work on that, but it just, especially the veer, is such a timing thing. Everybody has to, because they want to hit they get up to the line of scrimmage a little closer, so there's not near enough time, and you get that ball high, you throw the timing of that veer off, and it's just enough for it not to work the way you want it to.
Very, very old school type play here of football here for Clinton Central.
Well, the veer can be very effective if your front line can dominate. It can be because you don't see it a lot, and so defenses don't prepare a lot for it.
Here's Barrett again. Has some room, past the 35, and it's good for a 1st down about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and there's the edge. That's what the veer wants to do. It wants to seal that edge and get outside quickly. That was as good a play as Clinton Central has had by sealing that edge and getting the running back to the edge. 1st down Bulldogs.
Yeah, give credit to Money Cannon Wolf for that on the right side of the offensive line. Really gave Barrett a hole on the right side.
Yeah, he really did. Now, Clinton Central with a little bit of momentum. We're going to see what this Frankfurt defense is made out of because all of a sudden the Bulldogs offense got a little momentum.
Barrett takes a snap again and hands it off, this time to Menon, who has some room to the 30. He could go 20 to the 10.
Oh, he may do it. No!
And is tackled at about the 5-yard line. Who got a hand on him? It was Fisher that got a hand on him, but a 55-yard gain for Clinton Central.
Now, Sean, you know what made that play? We just talked about how it throws off the balance with the high snap. Perfect snap. Great execution with the ball, and he hit that edge so quick, Frankfurt couldn't even get to him, and then he's got some skills down the field. So, as the best play so far for the Bulldogs.
And Menon again led the team in yards last year for carries and receiving yards. 268 yards. Takes a snap again. Barrett does. And gets past the pylon. Touchdown, Clinton Central.
How about that? On the road and on the scoreboard first for the Bulldogs. That's a huge, talk about many victories. Huge on the road scoring first. That's big.
The second rushing touchdown in the young career of Barrett. Just had one last year. Had a decent season rushing wise. Had almost 250 yards rushing last season.
Listen, this is a ball club that only averaged 9.7 points a game last year, and they've already got 6 on the board and tons of time. So for a young team, that's mentally a huge little another mini victory.
Is it going to be a kicker? I believe it's Daniel Holton who's kicking.
You score early, score quick. That puts a little pressure on your opponent. Now all of a sudden it was Frankfurt. Now Frankfurt is going to have a little bit of pressure on them, trailing 7-0.
Yeah, the kick is good. And the fans who traveled about 12 miles from Clinton Central, very happy so far here. 7-0 lead for Clinton Central in the first quarter. Again, tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfurt Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt.
Well, that score was all set up once again because of that veer left straight off the tight end left, and it was clearly just execution. Coaches work so hard for every single play, everybody do their job, and when it does, and it's done very well, it got Clinton Central that huge play, and they were able to cash it in. So really a nice play for this young Bulldog ball club.
And again, 7-0 lead for Clinton Central. Had one win last season. It was against Taylor of Kokomo. Score was 22-12 last season in Week 5. Only played 9 games last season, including the sectionals, because there was a school that had a last-minute cancellation of the football season.
That's too bad.
Last season, Week 2, did not have a game.
Now we're going to see what Frankfurt's made out of. All of a sudden, they're trailing. They were doing very, very well, and just like that, so it's a little bit of a mental adjustment. Let's see how the Hot Dogs handle it.
Well, here's Davis trying to get a hole, and we'll get to about the 40-yard line, 38-yard line is where Frankfurt will start. Well, we forgot to do something earlier. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here. It is Ardente Dental. Healthy Smiles start here. So taking a look at the starting offense for Frankfurt. Quarterback Dennis Barkley again, his first real true chance. Again, had a solid season last season, but did not throw for a single touchdown last season. But had some nice games. Threw 36 of 80 last season, almost 350 yards passing. And again, also taking a look as there's a timeout on the field. Also taking a look at the Clinton Central Bulldogs defense. Someone to keep an eye out on is they have a couple guys to look out for. Nate Wells is someone to really look out for. Had 46 tackles last season, 2.5 tackles for loss. And someone else to look out for is Hayden Walters, 22 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 interceptions. So very, very solid program here, or very, very solid team on the rise here for Clinton Central.
And you look at this Frankfurt front offensive line. They're mostly underclassmen, juniors and sophomores. They've got some good size on this line. We talked about it in the pregame about a lot of youth on both sides, especially when your line can get another year of education, weight room. It just really helps you in taking this team to the next level. We'll see what Frankfurt does now, trailing.
7-0 ball game here at Frankfurt High School. And again, a beautiful night here in Frankfurt, Indiana.
George, are you kidding me?
You couldn't ask for a better opening day at all.
Gorgeous.
Back to action we go here. And it's handed off to Castillo. Does not get much on that play. No. Gets a yard or two.
Well, I thought the Bulldogs, our defense really started to come together. And now with that score, you're seeing a little more pep in their step. their defense has really picked it up and made this running game for Frankfurt kind of have to wonder, what do we got to do here? They're going to have to – I think they got to get outside. I really like the fact they tried to throw the ball a couple times. But right now that front interior defensive line of Clinton Central is doing a really good job.
2nd down and 9. Barkley takes a snap, hands it back off to Castillo, and will not get any yardage there. Great read for the D-line of Clinton Central.
Man, Menon, number 2, incredibly quick back there. I played defense for a long time, and it's such a motivating thing to play defense well. You have to play inspired. You have to every down has to be your best play. Defense is a tough gig because offensive players talk about it getting stronger and quicker in high school, college, and you've got to really want to play hard on defense.
Well, also threw on that play, 3rd down and 12, and Castillo gets it again.
Boom, he's down again.
Another loss of 3 on that play.
Well, right now, Clinton Central's in front guys are doing the job.
And again, just a great defensive possession for Clinton Central. Here comes a punt unit for Frankfurt.
And Clinton's going to hold again, and they're going to end up with really decent field position here, or they should. Boy, Frankfurt's got to kind of regroup here a little bit, Sean. They started out really moving the ball, and now all of a sudden the momentum has shifted to the Bulldogs.
Nice punt here, calls for a fair catch, drops it, and now has to run with it, but will actually get a couple of extra yards and is taken down at about the 43-yard line. Yeah, that was Luke Shelley on the return.
Yeah, now Frankfurt's defense, they've got to kick it in gear. They've got to play now at another level because clearly the momentum has shifted over to Clinton Central's side, and the best thing you could do as a football team is to match the intensity that somehow Clinton Central has found.
Now available, FiberHawk Fiber Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. A deep throw here, and it is almost picked off, intended for Luke Shelley, but a nice deflection there from Dudley.
Let me tell you something. That was excellent officiating. Both teams, a little bit of contact. Nobody really got an advantage. As a crowd, you always go, oh, he's got his hands on him. But listen, everybody has hands on each other in football. But I thought that was an excellent no call because neither I felt like the defense or the receiver got an advantage. A lot of hands checking, whatever, but pass was a little high. Thought it was outstanding no call.
2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Clinton Central on top of Frankfurt 7-0. That was the first pass play we've seen from Clinton Central today.
Yeah, and I liked it. They had a shot.
Here's Barrett. Gets a bit of a hole, and it's close to the first down marker. If he did not get it, he is awfully close, and it looks like he did get it.
Yep, speed veered now in full motion for these Bulldogs. They're just eating it up on the ground like the passing, kind of opened it up. It forces your secondary to respect that, so they'll deepen up. So with the linebackers, and then that veer just kicks in again.
Well, if you need quality work from a qualified roofer, we are the company to call. We've helped countless clients keep their company protected while saving time and money. We know we can do the same for you. We offer free estimates, financing, and even handle insurance claims. Give us a call at 765-760 or 670-6440 or visit tornadoroof.com for more information. Another run play. It's Barrett again. This time we'll get about 4 or 5.
Well, let me tell you something. That's a busted play. That play absolutely was designed to do something else, but sometimes that happens. But to your call there, he still was able to get a couple, 2 or 3 yards. Kind of shows you his strength as a quarterback.
Actually gained 5 on that.
Yeah, for a busted play, you take 5 any day of the week.
He's 6'1", 170 pounds, and just a junior, so still has some room to grow.
Yeah, he's a good-looking young man, 6'1", 170. Showed some strength there, too.
It's about 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 5 from the 41-yard line. Clinton Central still on top. 7-0 here at Frankfurt. Let's talk about this crowd here a little bit as well. It's a great
Good
crowd here.
Yeah, it really is. Beautiful. What else would you want to do on a Friday night? You should go nowhere on Friday but a football game. That should be the law.
100% agree with that. Barrett takes a snap, passes it to Menon, and gets a bit of a hole and gets about 8 or 9, but it's good for a first down for Clinton Central again.
Well, let me tell you about this play. Frankfurt had it covered perfectly. The only thing that he did is when he went to tackle, he put his head down. You cannot put your head down when you tackle somebody because they can sidestep it. Is exactly what happened. He played it perfectly, timed it perfectly, but he's got to keep his head up on that solo tackle because that's exactly why he wasn't able to bring him down. He did everything right but the finish.
First down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. Bear takes a snap again, goes straight at it, and gets more than enough for a first down. Gain of about 14, and is down at the 20-yard line.
Just a big-time block by Moneyham again up in the middle. That front line from Clinton Central is doing the job. Another first down. Talked about getting first down, second key of the game. Right now, Clinton Central is doing that.
So now first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Clinton Central trying to add on to their 7-0 lead. And this very well could be the final play of the first quarter.
Frankfurt needs to stop here because the thing that Veer doesn't like is to be second and third and long. But as long as you get first down yardage in the Veer, it's hard to stop.
Hands it off to
little
Shelley.
Counter play.
And touchdown, Clinton Central.
This is a little counter back to the other side. They hadn't run that play till then. What happens defensively, you're ready for the Veer to come at you, and all of a sudden it counters back the other way. A little wrinkle there. Great call by the offensive coordinator of Clinton Central.
And again, just a great handoff and another wide open hole. The offensive line here for Clinton Central really helping out their running backs today.
Well, every high school football game is won or lost by, and I'm prejudiced because I played offensive defensive line, but clearly your line can make or break you, and right now they're playing really good football on Clinton Central's offensive line.
So Holton on to kick for Clinton Central. The kick is up and is good. 14-0 lead for Clinton Central. About 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with the loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Genda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and provide the care you need. For more information on the service Day and Genda Funeral Homes offers, please visit dayandgenda.com.
The key now, Sean, for Frankfurt is we talked about they only had 5 seniors, but these 5 seniors got to be leaders right now. And this is an early season, but the last thing they want this game to do is snowball on them and get out of hand. They got to keep everybody pumped up, keep everybody in this game. And listen, you get a score, and it's only one score game, but Frankfurt cannot allow this thing to get rolling on them.
So Jan, you're saying that Frankfurt needs a score as soon as possible.
They do. And listen, you don't push the panic button. Sometimes scoring is not quite that easy. But you get a drive together, that's huge, put a score in. But the key now is to keep the young kids, and there's a bunch of them here, everybody in the game, keep their heads, and just don't let this thing get out of hand. Down 2 or 3 scores is going to be difficult.
Well, they've had multiple opportunities to score, Frankfurt has, as they've had the ball inside the 30-yard line twice.
They've shown they can do it, to your point, absolutely. So everybody's got to keep focused here and just get back in this thing.
Another bloop kick. Davis has it at the 35-yard line, and he will not go anywhere else after that.
Well, Clinton Central right now is doing everything right, and that's what Frankfurt's got to stop, is because when you score, it's fun, you're having fun, you play harder on offense, defense, kicking team, and it's a lot when you're behind to match that mentally. So Frankfurt has got to mentally get back in this, and that's once again where the leaders of this ball club have got to keep this team fired up and in the game.
And you mentioned it before last season, average under 10 points.
Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the NOC Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
Well, we went away just a little bit early, as after we went on break, Clinton Central ended up getting the point after touchdown, so scored 21-0 after one quarter here at Frankfort High School. Well, the coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic diseases, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy system and environmental changes. The vision of health community is to make the healthy choice an easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org.
Well, what Clinton Central does here is take advantage of a mistake. We talked about mistakes a lot, and early in this, just 2 or 3 things went bad. And you want to really hurt a football club is when they make a mistake, you punish them. And that's what Clinton Central did. They took advantage of that mistake and got the ball and took it in. So Clinton Central really put the hammer down with that mistake that was made. And, boy, all of a sudden, everything going Clinton Central's way, where early in that first quarter, it was all Frankfurt, and just it happens a lot in high school football.
Here's the kickoff return. It's Barkley and gets to about the 26. So that's where Frankfurt will begin the second quarter. And there was a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't really see anything. Let's see what this call is.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot out there.
It was kind of a late flag.
Mm-hmm.
That typically falls in the dead ball category, but we'll see.
Personal foul.
There you go. Dead ball fouls typically some dead ball pushing and shoving, and that's a no-no. Listen, you got to. There's a whole lot of work to do. You don't need to do that regardless of what team it's on. You don't need that now.
That's a 15-yard penalty. So
yeah, Clinton,
you don't want to make any careless errors, especially making bad mistakes on a dead ball.
You're absolutely right.
Dead ball, especially being up 21-0.
That's a great point, Sean, because you got everything going your way. You'd never want to give your opponent that you're really hurting right now any type of break, and right now the Hot Dogs got a little bit of a break. See if they can take advantage of it.
Well, that play did not go in the way of Frankfurt as they lost another couple of yards. Primu was part of that tackle. So after Castillo got an opening 70-yard run, it's been pretty stagnant ever since.
Well, and it gets back to first down. Look where we are. It's second down now, 2nd and 11. They're just not productive on first down, and they're putting themselves in 2nd and 3rd and long, and that's tough.
There's Castillo again, loses another 2 yards.
So now Frankfurt has found themselves again and 3rd and long. So what that does is forcing you almost into some type of passing down. So as an ex-defensive lineman, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to worry about the run because I know they have to pass for the most part. So what you do is you take a little weight off your hands and you pin your ears back and you go after Mr. Quarterback. That's what you do right here.
That's exactly what they're doing. A deep pass. Ball is thrown and intercepted by Clinton Central.
There you go. That's what happens because you are absolutely in a must-pass. Everybody, including the players, know it. And it's tough because you got pressure coming from everywhere.
Creed Menon was the one who picked off that pass. His first career interception. And Clinton Central again with the ball at the 50-yard line.
Boy, if I'm this young Clinton Central team, I want to smell the end zone because what you want to do here is learn how to put teams away. And that's a very tough learning curve. On the other side of the field, Frankfurt, you've got to find something. You've got to find something, and it usually starts on the defensive side, getting active, get something stopped.
Here's a run. Now not a run. Barrett is going to run and now pass, and ball's nearly picked off by Frankfurt, but will fall incomplete.
Well, Castillo, there's your pressure. Coming number 3. Had he not got that quarterback, that probably would have been a reception. So there's a good defensive play by the Hot Dogs.
Be 2nd down and 10 from the 50-yard line. Kind of a broken up play as well. Did not go in the way that Clinton Central thought it was going to go.
I like that play. That little bootleg reverse. It's taken on different names through the year, but it's a little bit of a bootleg and kind of was developing, and all of a sudden Frankfurt gets some pressure on the quarterback and disrupted it enough to make it go incomplete.
2nd down and 10. High snap again. This time it is Menon going around and gets a couple of yards and is tackled at the 46-yard line, but there was a flag on the play. It's a legal block in the back against Clinton Central.
And sometimes, let me tell you something, sometimes that's not your fault because you're blocking one way and he reverses field, and next thing you know, everybody's turned the wrong direction. So that's one of those plays where it's tough because of what he did, how he reversed field. We got 2 flags, so let's see. One came later than the other one.
It was the same flag. I think 2 officials saw the same thing.
Okay, yeah. I think you're right. It's a good observation.
So now 2nd down and 20 from the 40-yard line.
Let me tell you something. You get 2 flags as a player, you know you were wrong.
Yeah.
Worst thing as an offensive lineman is to look down by your feet and see a yellow hanky. You never want that.
Here's Barrett again. Goes right up the middle and gets about half of that back. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
I think they're going to use this young man more and more, and he showed us that he's got some strength. He does a good job. He's got some speed, reads it well. I think we're going to see the ball in his hands a little more all the time, but you got to be careful. You don't want your quarterback to get overly hit through the season either.
I wouldn't really know if I would consider him a quarterback. I mean, they really when I talked to Coach Finley yesterday, they said they didn't really have a quarterback because they just just use this.
Sean, let me tell you what that is. That's veer talk. They don't want you to think they have a quarterback. They have one, but it's not known as the traditional quarterback. But at the end of the day, if he carries the ball, it is what it is. There he is again.
And Barrett trying to get to the 1st down yard marker, and it's going to be very close. Gain of 9. It'll be 4th down and 1 from the 41-yard line. Honestly, what Barrett just needs to do is just to dive for the 1st down yard marker.
What the coach is doing there, and I talk about veer talk, is they don't want you paying attention to quarterback. Oh, we don't have one. I mean, we just don't. Yeah, you do. But we don't want you to key on him. That's what he's really trying to tell you without telling you. Been around this game a long time. The veer, historically, to your point, doesn't have in that play, but they have a quarterback.
Yeah, veer is actually something I've never seen before.
Yeah,
so
it's
very interesting. And
it was a lot more prevalent in the early days, but if you run it good in high school,
push?
you can be successful.
Second effort. Second effort might have gotten him.
I think it did, Sean. It sure did.
It did. Second effort. Tush push works again.
But we just
high school level.
But we just talked about his strength, and he showed it again there. They weren't able to bring him down. He stayed with it, got the 1st down. And those are the small things that can keep your drives alive.
1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line of Frankfurt. Clinton Central again trying to extend this lead. Add on to this 21-0 lead here Again, season opener here from Frankfort High School. Again, a beautiful night here in Frankfort. But first down and 10. And that's going to be a false start.
Yep. He went from the verbal count to the clap, and
too long.
Well, what you talk about in the huddle is how you may say a number. A lot of them use the clap as to snap the ball, and you got to stay. As a blocker, you're paying attention to who you're going to block. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? But mentally, you got to remember the snap count. So there's a whole lot of things to think about in a short period of time.
So we first down and 15 from the 45-yard line. One of very few mistakes that Clinton Central has made today, really.
That's a good point. They've really settled in and have been really good on offense and defense. We got a timeout.
I'll take it by Clinton Central. Again, until the last couple of possessions, they were playing flawless football. At the Farmers Bank, we like helping everyone grow, from business owners to running multi-million-dollar companies to first-timers just opening a savings account. We've drawn over 104 years of history to honor the principles of personal connection and individual attention that have been here since the founding in 1876. And that's why you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. Member FDIC, Equal House Lender. And again, 30-second timeout again, so might as well just do another. The ISC Sports Network has partnered with the Hot Dog TV to be the go-to place for live hot dog athletics. Watch your hot dogs all season long on the ISC Sports Network apps, social media platforms like X, Twitch, and YouTube to see events produced by Frankfurt students in cooperation with ISC. The ISC Sports Network, local lives here.
I like it. They do a nice job up here. Come up and did a basketball game with them a couple years ago. Had a lot of fun. They do an excellent job. Glad to see them mix up with ISC. That's just a great relationship.
Yeah, it's amazing how much this station has grown the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
But here we go again. First down and 15 for Clinton Central out of that timeout. And Barrett, a bit of a high snap, but goes right down the middle again and gets 12 on that run.
Well, Sean, what was my prediction? They're going to use the boy. He has shown us that he can run, he can read, and he's got strength. He is showing us that. That's why they wanted to try to not talk about him, because they're going to use him. You can call him what you want, but he has been impressive here in this first half.
Well, if you're looking at the sizes, I mean, again, Barrett's 6'1". There is only one player on the Frankfurt defense that is taller than 6'1", and it's Hoskins at 6'2".
Well, as tall as he is, he's showing some serious leg strength, and his center is getting off the ball. He's just doing an isolation right up the middle, and your center has to get off the ball.
Hands it off to Menon, and we'll get the first down gain of about 5 on that play.
And let me tell you why that play was successful, because they have been going to Stevens. So now the defense starting to key on him a little bit, so he hands off a little counter, and the guy's wide open. That's a really nice call by the offensive coordinator.
Again, everything going well thus far for Clinton Central. 21-0 here in favor of Clinton Central about halfway through the second quarter. But again, the defensive line for Frankfurt not very big and having a tough time against a nice size Clinton Central offensive line. There's Barrett again. He's going to roll back and will not get any yards on that one. It will be probably the first loss of the game for Clinton Central.
Well, he's a right-handed quarterback. We've seen that play. He ran to the other side, which is more natural for him. But you're right-handed, you reverse to your left, so you're passing against the grain. A little tougher play. Frankfurt does a better job of containing him that time and didn't go anywhere. So there's a little victory there for that Frankfurt defense.
And speaking of Dominic Hoskins, the 6'2", 320-pound junior, he was one of the ones that got the tackle on Barrett. So second down and 12 now from the 30-yard line. It would not surprise me to see Barrett just to go right up the middle again and use Primo as a off line. Instead, it's a handoff to Menon, and he will get about 9. So be third down and short now for Clinton Central.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs that time just overloaded their right side, and they had a abundance of blockers and just got out there and blocked and made some room. They're successful when they get to that edge. They've shown us over and over here in this first half when they can block the edge and get to it, it's been really good for them. So you love your playbook here at 3rd and short. So your playbook's wide open.
And again, a very smart play because whenever it's been 2nd down and long or 3rd and long, they've been going to Barrett. So using Barrett as a decoy and going with Menon was a very, very smart play, and it worked out in the favor of Clinton Central. 3rd down and 3 from the 21-yard line. And there's Barrett again. He will go to the right side and gets the first down, and will be pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
But look how he continues to use his arms. Very strong in the upper body. When you can keep a defender just at arm's bay because of your arm strength, that's a huge advantage as well. This young man just keeps getting better and better, and he has been the difference maker, in my opinion, in this first half.
Again, last year had 240 yards rushing. The pace he's on right now, he might be able to get that before the end of the game. I mean, he's playing he has had a fantastic game so far. So 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Again, Clinton Central trying to extend its lead and hands it off to Menon. Go up the middle and we'll get about 4 or 5 yards.
You talk about Stevens. He had 61 total rushing yards last year. He probably has that already in the first half.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic game. Stevens again. Menon. He's not going to get the ball this time instead. It's someone else. It's Shelley who'll go right up the middle and is tackled very close to the goal line. First and goal from the 2-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Again, Clinton Central trying to extend its lead. And looks like there's someone being sent off the field for Frankfurt. It's Barkley being sent off the field. So coming in, Francisco Vega for Frankfurt.
Well, this could be powerful if they can punch it in here. It's a really nice drive for the Bulldogs. High snap.
Yeah, Menon takes it and touchdown,
Yep.
Clinton Central. Clinton Central extends its lead and continues on in a very impressive first half. 27-0 here in favor of Clinton Central.
Yeah, really good offense that time. They mixed it up, and when you're executing and you're shuffling your plays around, they really have done a good job here. And just it looked like Frankfurt was going to come out and get this thing going early, but somehow Clinton Central found a stoppage defensively, and since that time their offense has flat out been very, very good.
And here comes Holton again for the extra point. Trying to make a 28-0 ball game before halftime. Kick is up and is good. 28-0. Clinton Central over Frankfurt. Dedicated to providing top-notch legal service to clients in Tippecanoe County and surrounding areas, call 838-8700 to schedule a free consultation today. And again, just a really great first half for Clinton Central.
Yeah.
There's not really much else you can say about that. They've taken advantage of mistakes that Frankfurt's made, And Frankfurt has had opportunities to score in the first quarter. Again, had the ball inside the 30-yard line twice in the first quarter, was unable to score at all. And Clinton Central really responded well because of that.
Well, I think it started really with Clinton Central's defense. They started to bend a little bit early, and then all of a sudden they kind of tightened up. And then once their offense put some points on the board, both sides of the ball really started being efficient, and they have just flat out taken this game over for the reason you just discussed. But the defense has been solid too, and you got both sides playing very well. That's the combination. You put all your hard work in to get both sides playing. Second-year head coach.
Outside of one long run for Frankfurt, it's been pretty stagnant on the offensive side. And again, that long run was the very first play of the game. And all that was a penalty, and that kind of stagnated things for Frankfurt to begin with.
You know, Sean, the thing you hate to discuss here in game one, but Frankfurt has got to figure out something here because Clinton Central gets another score and Frankfurt doesn't. You're going to have a running clock the second half at 35-point lead. So that's the last thing you need or want because you need time for your kids to get some execution play. So, well, you hate to discuss it. That's a piece of it, and they just cannot afford for this thing to get another touchdown on them.
Vega was able to recover that at the 40-yard line. And so that's where Frankfurt will set up camp. The first down and 10.
Now you got to open up a little bit, whether you want to or not. You can't push the panic button. You got a lot of games ahead of you, so you don't want to push the panic button. But now, all of a sudden, being this far down, you're going to have to open up your playbook perhaps a little more than you really wanted to.
Well, here's Castillo. Gets a hole, and he gets about 7 or 8 on that. But there is a player down for Frankfurt. Looks like it's Darren Barkley. Barkley, the 5'10 junior. I have a lot of playing time last season.
Well, so far we've been pretty fortunate. We've not had any injuries. It's kind of the first one. Hopefully this was nothing serious. Just maybe took a shot to the wrong area, and let's see. Hopefully he can recover quickly.
For the not best of weddings for 3 years straight, the Willow Creek Barn sits a beautiful outdoor setting with multiple receptions options outside the barn. Conveniently located outside of Frankfort, Indiana, with easy access to Lebanon, Lafayette, Zionsville, Noblesville, Carmel, Indianapolis, and Interstate 65. The location provides picturesque setting for the barn weddings you have always dreamt about. For more information, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Now you talked about the crowd over here, and at the home side that we're setting on, it is a good crowd. Clinton Central has brought a pretty good representation of their school, filling up those stands.
Visiting section is over capacity. You can see some some fans standing.
Well, look at the crowd. Chris, some of this is senior people lining up to be announced, but for the first opener, great crowd. That's always great to see for high school football.
Barkley is walking off the field under his own power, a little bit of a limp.
Yeah.
But it's good to see him walking off without any help. But again, looking at that crowd, you can see the crowd here at Frankfort. Clinton Central not horribly far from here, about 12 miles away.
Barkley, a junior, 5'10". Still with a little bit of that limp. Or hopefully it's something he can shake off and not too serious. Doesn't look like it. But you never know. Sometimes those things, the worst thing can happen, sometimes the leg injuries, they tighten up. So the best thing you can do unless it's a hard bruise, put ice on his hard bruise. If it's tightened enough, is try to just keep it loose.
And stretch it out. Yep. And
maybe just a stinger.
Well, second down and 3 from the 47-yard line after that injury timeout. Frankfurt trying to get on the board here before halftime. They're close to midfield.
Well, Frankfurt's offense needs to stay on the field for the remainder of this half. They need, in so many ways, to stay on the field for momentum. And we talked about not allowing another score and all those types of things. But they need to get some momentum. And the only way you do that offensively is stay on the field.
And give the defense a break for Frankfurt.
Yeah, that's a good point.
because they have been going 3 and out the last few possessions.
They've been out there a long time.
They've been out there quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Sean.
So the defense has got to be gassed here, and so a nice break for them could really help them out. Just a reminder, Clint Central does get the ball to begin the second half. So second down and 3. Drops back to Barkley, and is going to have some legs on him. Gets the first down, and will be tackled at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that's a really good job of just being patient. He's got enemies coming at him from all angles. He ducked the first couple of pressure on him, and then Barkley just keeps his cool and patience, finds a little gap, and more importantly knew where the first down was able to get the first down.
Yeah, Dennis Barkley, just the 3rd first down for Frankfurt today. Drops back and a deep shot. The arm was hit, but it's caught by Corman at the 15-yard line.
Now, you could have made a case that time for a push-off on the defense, but he stood with it even though he had a pretty good shove against him, and that's a big play, and boy, did Frankfurt ever need that.
Gets a couple of yards after the catch, taken down about the 11-yard line. First down and 10.
Man, how big chum would this be for the Hot Dogs? They've just struggled offensively since that first period. Man, you got a shot to get something in the end zone, get points on the board. That's going to be huge before halftime.
Drops back again, and here's Corman again, trying to catch just over his reach, and will fall incomplete.
This is a good pass by the quarterback. He throws it really where only his guy has got a shot off his other arm. Just let him, and it was a little too high. I really like where he put that pass, just had a little high on him.
And Corman has already seen more production today than he did last season at Harrison. Just 2 rushes, 16 yards. Already has well over almost 40 yards of receiving yards here in game 1. Drops back again. Barkley is going to try to run for it. Goes past 10 to about the 7-yard line. Gave about 3 on that play.
Barkley has shown us that if he stays on his feet, he can find a couple yards, 2 or 3 running. He's done that now a couple times, and he doesn't panic, and that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, the offensive line does have some size. Everyone 6 feet or bigger on the offensive line for Frankfurt. 1:20 to go in the half. 3rd down and 7. And drops back again. Pass is caught by Castillo and is taken out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. So 4th down and short. And you really don't have much to lose here. I mean,
Shelley makes a really good grab. He had somebody right on the top of him. That pass was really well thrown, man. You need some points here badly. You got to put some points on the board.
And timeouts will be taken by Frankfurt. So what do you see Coach drawing up here?
How much time we got? 1:14 at the 4th down. You know what? Here's what I would do, and he's probably not. I'd probably kick a field goal just to keep you out of the 35 ball game, so you don't get the running clock, because that makes them have to score twice in order to do that. He's gone. Listen, it's early in the season. I need a touchdown more so than I need anything else for confidence reasons. So they may be talking that. What's your best 6, 7? Well, they can still get a first down, so they can. What's your best 5-yard play? Probably something either on the edge, or they've had some success now throwing the ball, get a lot of movement, and see if they can find somebody open. In a 5-yard route. That's probably what a pass run option type thing, where you got to give yourself a couple options, is probably in play here.
And Barkley's shown that he's capable of running as well. Again, had over 200 yards rushing last season for 3 touchdowns. Could they be calling up a quarterback draw?
If I got a kicker, I'm kicking it. He's not, and he's the coach, and he's got his reasons, and I understand it. And I'm not disagreeing with it at all. And if it's successful, he's going full house here, so this is typically a run-oriented unless they do a screen. Let's see what they do.
It is a screen. And it's dropped. Castillo drops it, and it's a turnover on downs.
It was not a full house. The quarterback actually lined up in the middle of the 2 running backs, so that's a mistake on my part. But the screen pass is very relevant in a situation like this, and they didn't execute very well on it.
So now 1st down and 10.
See, now Boy, Clinton Central gets something here, and that clock's going, and it does never shut off either.
But if you're Frankfurt here, you're pinning them deep in your own territory. So
Yeah, you certainly hope that. But if they break one here, that a lot of you. I like the fact that Frankfurt kind of dug back a little bit offensively there. They've been flat. They actually showed a few things there. That's a good sign for Frankfurt. Now your defense got to do the same thing. Get it to your point. If you can get a stop here, get the ball back, that could be really big.
Hot Dog still with 2 timeouts left in the first half. 1:10 to go in the first half. And Stevens throws and almost picked off. Probably should have been picked off, but it wasn't.
Fisher kind of stopped. It looked like he had a shot of intercepting it. It looked like he just broke off the play because the receiver didn't have a good shot of getting it. But, boy, it sure looked like it had interception possibilities for him.
And Fisher knows it, too. Was right in the area. But that does stop the clock.
Yeah.
So, again,
Frankfurt can't have the big play. That's the one thing. They got to watch all pieces here. They got only one guy back, safety-wise.
Here Stevens goes right up through his center and gets about 8 or 9. So 1 minute to go. And Frankfurt's going to let this clock run. So 3rd down, and
I think both teams just going to be satisfied. Certainly Clinton Central.
They're down in 3.
Yeah, going in and up 28-0. That's a huge, huge victory for them to start this game out.
So 30 seconds goes by. This very well could be the final play of the first half for both of these teams. .20 seconds. Clock at 5. And it's a reverse. Here's Shelley. Gets the first down and goes past 28-yard line. And it will be good for a first down.
Yeah,
Trying to the clock to stop. 1 second.
I don't think the clock should have been running. They can move the change for the first down. They'll redo that. There we go.
And
now the clock starts. Now that'll ruin it.
They were just going to let the clock go to halftime. Yeah. And so that will end the first half here from Frankfurt High School. 28-0 in favor of Clinton Central. And then you're watching high school football on ISC Sports Network.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable. To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99. Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845. At Day and Genda Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
28-0 lead for Clinton Central. Welcome to the Day and Genda Funeral halftime show, putting family first. Well, overall thoughts in the first half. Everything that could go right for Clinton Central did, but vice versa for Frankfurt. Everything that could go bad did go bad for Frankfurt.
I thought Frankfurt's defense got a little better in that second period. They only gave up one touchdown, whereas they gave up 3 in that first quarter. So the defense did settle down a little bit. Now they've obviously digging themselves a hole, got to offensively help dig out of it. But you, when you're as a coaching staff, you're going in, yeah, our defense played better. Now it's upon us to figure out some offense here because they have just struggled to that very end where I thought the offense started to come alive a little bit down there in the red zone. So there has been some bright pieces to Frankfurt, but what happens a lot in the opening is when things go wrong at Snowball, we talked about that, and they just got themselves in a kind of a deep hole down 28-0. And the key is they didn't allow 35 because once that clock goes to running clock, you ain't coming back. So that was huge not to have that happen.
But Clinton Central does get the ball to begin the second half. But I feel like a big thing for Frankfurt was missed opportunities because they had the ball 3 times inside the Clinton Central 30-yard line, and they cannot convert on any of those to score.
Well, and when you're down 28-0, every time you make a mistake, it's magnified because you're down. And they made some really bad mistakes that just seem to compound everything. So it's not a time to push panic buttons, even if you can't dig out of the hole, because this is a marathon, not a sprint, especially for teams that haven't won. So you got to stay positive. and talk about the things you did well and see what adjustments you can make to get back in it.
And again, but looking at Clinton Central, all their offense has come from Clayton Stevens.
Yeah.
A fantastic first half.
Well, we've highlighted him multiple times. We talked about his size, his strength. Seems to have a very good IQ for the player that he is, and he's already compounded more yardage than he did all of last year. So, listen, he's going to be reckoned with, because when you can get a defense to have to key on somebody, that within itself is a huge thing, because they start keying on him. Then we seen where he was maneuvering to other people, and they had a lot of space simply because of the attention he drew.
And again, he's a bigger player, 6'1", 170 pounds, and it's all muscle, and he's shown it throughout this first half. Multiple second chance opportunities, or second efforts, I should say, for him, and it's really shown off, and a big factor to why Clinton Central is up 28-0.
Yeah, and when you've got one of those types, I wouldn't call him quite, well, he's been dominant in this game, but I mean, it was still early. We can't overdo it, but we got to call it what it is for right now. But especially they're playing a 4A team. But when you're in the 1A football, I've been calling state championships in 1A for a long 20-plus years, and a very dominant type player, like especially at quarterback, or in this case he runs a veer, but he's still quarterback. They can take a team a long way in 1A. They really can. So that's a huge plus for Clinton Central.
And again, cannot forget about Luke Shelley as well. Has had a couple of touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
Once they reach the red zone, using him quite a bit, and it's really worked out.
Yeah, that's what you got to have. You can't just rely on one person because defense is a key. So when they can off to him, to your point, if you can get 2 or 3 players that are very potent, it really makes it a little more difficult for that defense to key on any one person.
We'll take a short break here. Again, 28-0 here at Frankfort High School. Clinton Central on top. You're watching high school football here on ISC Sports Network.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit foe.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Well, this is the Fiberhawk Fiber Fast halftime adjustments. Again, what adjustments do these two teams need to make?
Well, obviously, you always start with mistakes, and that's what you talk about with young ball clubs. And I think they did calm down. Early mistakes, but to that point, took them out of the game a little bit. But I think both teams have calmed down. We didn't have near as many flags in the second period as we did first. So game opener, you're going to have that. Young teams on game one is always, you worry about that. So calm down don't make mistakes. And that'll be real important for Frankfurt. You can't make mistakes now. You've got to be full speed ahead. And the other part, we'll go back to our keys of the game, is first downs. Frankfurt has got to stay on the field. You know, it's a two-edged sword. You stay on the field, the other offense can't score. Plus, you need to score. So for Frankfurt, got to get first downs.
Sean Shepard here alongside Jan Bozier here at Frankfurt High School on senior night here. There are 5 seniors honored earlier before the game. And here they are on the screen. But again, overall a young team here for Frankfurt, again, just 5 seniors.
Yeah, and that's not very many, but to just having 5, it's really important when you just have a small number. They really got to be leaders because you don't have a lot of that more, if you will, senior ball club. So it's incumbent upon those 5 to really – and you don't always have to be a vocal leader. You've been around sports with your family forever and ever. You don't always have to be – that vocal guy. You can lead by example too. So there's multiple ways to be a leader, and some people do it by verbal. You have to have some verbal, but you can also certainly lead by example.
And again, let's take a look at the schedule coming up here for ISC. So next, looks like we got some volleyball this week. Got Faith Christian and Clinton Prairie, Delphi and Frankfurt, and next Friday got Frankfurt at Clinton Prairie. So that's the upcoming schedule here for ISC Sports Network. And again, the fact that this network has grown the way it has the last couple of years is just outstanding.
Yeah, at any Friday night, there's 3 or 4 or 5 football games on, and certainly through volleyball. I love the volleyball and all different sports that get covered, and that's super exciting. All the way from northern Indiana to southern Indiana, it's just, to your point, really exploded. Been a lot of fun for me to be a part of it for a long time now. I believe I am at Cascade next week, if my memory serves me right. I forget who they play, but I know I'm at Cascade.
We'll take another short break here. Still halftime here at Frankfurt High School, 28-0 in favor of Clinton Central. That you are watching high school football here on ISC Sports Network.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
At Day and Genda Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
Well, Day and Genda Funeral halftime show continues here, putting family first. And again, 28-0 here in favor of Clinton Central. Again, senior night here from Frankfurt. Everyone from the band and football team was honored here today at the game. And again, a beautiful night here from Frankfurt High
gorgeous,
School.
Yeah.
But these Frankfurt fans were not very pleased with what they saw in the first half.
No, unfortunately they're not, and that's not what you want because you want your fan base to really get excited about what you're doing. Hopefully they can Frankfurt can make a game out of it. That's important for being here at home. But listen, if I'm on the other side of the fence, if I'm Clinton Central, they get the ball back, correct, to start the second half. Guess what I want to do? I want to stick 7 on the board, get that clock running. Just shy of guaranteeing yourself a victory because that game goes so fast that that's a running clock, and I don't like that for anything. I don't mind the rule. It is what it is, but it literally just eliminates any chance of a team coming back if it happens early. So, but if that's the rule, you take advantage of it if you're Clinton Central. Get a touchdown, get the clock running, and I'm in shape for a victory.
It does, and the marching band now going off the field here at
good job, man.
Frankfurt High School. They did a nice job today. And the clock had just gone off, but they're probably put a couple more minutes on the clock because they got to get some time for the band to get off the field.
Best thing that can happen for this Frankfurt Hot Dog Football Club is to make even if they fall short, is to make a huge surge. And I've seen it a whole lot of times where you go, boy, can they come back? And so all you need is one play to get you a spark, and bam, here they go. So, boy, if you're a Frankfurt fan, that's what you certainly hope for. And that, once again, that gets back to that leadership. They've got to keep their team in the game. Young kids don't always know how to do that, and you've got to keep your head in the game. You hear it's a cliche all the time, but it's so true when you're a young ball club.
And even if they do fall short, but they make a game out of it, I mean that's
huge.
That could be a big momentum boost for the following game.
We talked about little victories, even if you fall short, but you made a huge comeback. That is a victory within itself, even in a loss. But you still, hey, there's tons of time here. If Clinton Central was able to find 28, you got to think Frankfurt has that same ability. So we'll see what happens. So anything can happen, but once again, to start the second half, going back to our keys to the game, get off to a good start. And if I'm Clinton Central, I get the ball back, get off to a good start. If I'm Frankfurt, bam, that defense plays inspired, get some stops. That's a good start.
And 28-0 here, Clinton Central over Frankfurt. I've got a feeling that really everyone in this stadium, except Clinton Central, is pretty shocked about the score right now.
Well, you maybe, could be, I don't know, but certainly Clinton Central was played a lot of these same kids last year, and everybody's back. So you would hope you've gotten better. You're older, you're better, and certainly they've made strides. So to your point, yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Especially on the Frankfurt side, these fans probably shocked about the score, as last year Frankfurt got the best of this team, 44-20.
Well, here we go. Hopefully for the Frankfurt side, they'll get this pin back and get their defense and get the ball in great field position. If you're Clinton Central, you go, man, we got an opportunity here. Let's see who wins this little mini battle here.
The lights are coming on here at Frankfurt High School at the Frankfurt football field.
Looks like they're the new LED variety.
Looks like they are as well.
Yeah, those are cool.
And a short kick. Clinton Central has it. It's Menon, and he has a nice little room ahead of him.
Yes,
It'll be great field position to start off for Clinton Central.
Well, another mistake by Frankfurt on kickoff. Everybody, you got to stay in your lane. Those outer people are the ones who have to turn it back in. He got outside of the far lane and almost broke it. Good field position for Clinton Central to start this drive.
Yeah, we'll start at about the 42-yard line of Frankfurt. So already in Frankfurt's territory on the field. And again, like you said, another touchdown here for Clinton Central. And it's a running clock the rest of the game.
And extra point. They'd have to do both to get 35.
Here's Stevens, hands it off to Menon, and he will not get much here. Gain of 2 on that play.
Without being super critical here, this is one thing the Frankfurt defense is going to have to fix. The left side of the defensive line did a really good job. They plugged up the hole, and then the running back turns it back, and you've got to contain. Contain means push people or don't allow them, because they should have had a loss there, and he still was able to get a couple yards. So that's part of, when they break down the film, they'll see that. Got to stay in containment.
2nd down and 8 from the 40-yard line. And again, Clinton Central trying to add on to this 28-0 lead, while Frankfurt trying to get anything to go their way. Here Stevens goes up the middle, and second effort.
Much better job. Much better job of containing. See, he's been able to bounce off of those things and then get that extra effort 2 or 3 yards. That time Frankfurt stayed in that hole. He got some. If all you got to do as a tackler, you don't always have to make the tackle, but if you could just stop it and get support from containment, and Frankfurt did as good a job that time as they've done the last few on defense.
Angel Del Toro, a big part of that play. Just a gain of 1. 3rd down and 7 from the 39-yard line. A 3-and-out here for Frankfurt would be
huge.
A big, little victory for Frankfurt.
It'd actually be a little bit bigger than a mini. It'd be huge, because they need something to get some momentum on. And if they can get a stop, that's a great place to start. 3rd and long's where you want this offense.
Well, you're looking at 4-down territory. Here Stevens goes right up the middle and gets about 5 on that, so it'll be 4th down and short.
This is going to be an interesting call by this Clinton Central coaching staff. Man, they've been pretty successful on getting 1 to 2 yards, almost 3 on this one. Let's see if they're going to keep their offense on the field.
They have a cramp on the field.
Oh, they sure do. This is going to be an interesting call by the coaching staff. You kick it down there and pin them down, or, man, you've been able to find 3 yards, relatively successful here. And here's another part. If it's a young team, you want them to build off this confidence. It's not really high risk because you got a 28-point lead. So, and you're deep enough. If you don't make it, it's not really tragedy. So I suspect they'll go for it. I certainly would with a 28-point lead.
The man that was down on the field was actually Stevens, so he'll have to come out for a play.
Yeah, for a play, sure will. And you'll see some of that, especially when it's a little warmer, until the legs and the muscles all get completely in football condition. Early on in the season, when it's a little warmer, a little more humid, you'll get some cramps. Actually, it's not been too bad, but they may start to happen here in this 3rd and 4th period. Let's see if this big down for Frankfurt. I'm telling you, this could be a game changer if they could get a stop here.
Menon will take the snap, it appears. And he doesn't. And actually, it'll get the 1st down and a little bit more.
This is just a great job of running the football. There are people who are power runners, and Stevens clearly that guy. This guy's more of a reader. He just keeps his head up, finds little avenues, and got himself 3 or 4 yards. That's all he needed for a first down. Nice run.
In fact, it was Caleb Griffey who got that run. Gain of about 10 on that play.
2 different types of runners, and he just really took his time, read his blocks, looked for the openings, and was able to get more than enough for a first down. Really nice run on his part.
Actually gained of about 5 on that play, but still good enough for the first down. And again, Clinton Central knocking on the door again of not only scoring but potentially a running clock. Here is Menon, goes to the right side and gets about, there's a fumble, and who is it recovered by?
I think Frankfurt's got it.
Frankfurt's got it. Is that the play that gives this team a little bit of momentum?
You certainly hope so. If you're Frankfurt, there's a big turnover. There hadn't been many, so that's a huge break now for this Frankfurt hot dog. Now take advantage of it. Turnover doesn't mean anything if you don't take advantage of it, so let's see if they can do that.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfurt Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt.
First down. Got to get 3. Get things started here. They're going to pass.
And it's a deep pass. It's caught by Castillo.
Grab. That's a good grab. He made himself wide. Did you see that? The defense actually had a nice little break on it, but he really made himself wide to catch that ball. That's a really good reception and a good job on his part to protect that pass and bring it in. And I think Frankfurt's got to open this up a little bit, and I like that first call.
Gain of 8 on that play. 2nd and 2 from the 27-yard line. Drops back again. A deep pass this time, that should be a flag, and it is a flag.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. He makes a cut back inside. Here's the key. The defense lost him. Never knew where the ball was, and so he took advantage of that and got that play because the defender took a shot and said, listen, I don't know where you're at. I don't know where the ball's at. So he took the penalty so it didn't turn into a touchdown, which I've never liked that call, but it is what it is.
So there's a first down for Frankfurt.
I like a spot foul. I wish someday they would go to that versus just the 15.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the 42-yard line.
And here's the reason why. If you're beat 20, 30 yards down the road, why not just take the penalty? Because It's only going to 15. It's been this way in high school forever. Nobody asked me, and they're probably not going to change it, but that's the way I feel about it.
So now first down and 10. Frankfurt moving the ball a little bit. Goes to his left, and a deep pass. Coming back.
Look at that.
Thornman, and he makes the catch. He's got a little bit of room to the 35. He's got some speed as well, and there's a flag on the play. There might have been a block in the back on Frankfurt.
Wow. Let's see what the call is. You hope not, because that would negate a really good. All of a sudden, Frankfurt's found a little bit of a passing game, and that's certainly exciting. Blocking the back, and indeed this call. You called it, Sean.
But would it be from the spot of the foul? I think it would be.
Yep. Still, you have such a really nice gain, momentum, but sometimes that happens. We talked about that earlier. If somebody shifts field or the direction, you as a blocker don't always see it, and so that kind of happens.
So ball will go back to the 50-yard line, it appears, midfield. Yeah, so still a gain of 8 overall.
It is. It is. You still got some momentum going here, but boy, you sure love to have the ball down near the 30. But listen, you got some passing game going. You got some momentum. Your guys are blocking up front. For the most part, he's had decent time. So I think Frankfurt, to have success in the season, is going to have to be a little more run-pass offense.
So rare first down and 2 for Frankfurt because of the penalty. Another drop back, and the pass is intercepted this time by Clinton Central.
Yeah, that's just that was too soft. Linebackers in a read. In a position like that, they're in the zone, and they're just dropping back, reading with their eyes. And if you're going to soft pass it, or reads, he's going to intercept that. That's unfortunate. That's just a good defensive play by Clinton, because the linebacker did exactly what he reads pass, he drops, his eyes are on the ball, and he picks it off because he played his position to perfection. That's unfortunate for Frankfurt because they had a little bit of momentum going there, and just another turnover really hurts.
So now it'll be first and 10 from the 36-yard line. And here Stevens again goes up the middle, goes to the right, and trying to get the first down. Will gain about 8 or 9 on that play. Second and 1 from the 46-yard line.
That's good to know that Stevens is okay back in the ball game for Clinton Central.
Again, cramps just happen.
Yeah, but you got to keep stretched, as you know as well as anybody, that they'll come back if you don't keep stretching that calf.
You got to keep yourself hydrated too,
Yeah,
because it was a nice hot day here in Frankfurt.
It's not beautiful. It's a little humidity, and that's what typically causes that.
Yeah, all of a sudden the humidity kind of hit out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
And here's man again. Oh, it's actually a deep pass too.
Oh my!
Caught by Shelley. Touchdown, Clinton Central.
That pass
what a great fake!
Sean, that pass was A+ perfect. He had a step on the defenders. The quarterback literally lays it into his hands in stride. Had tons of time, and that was just a absolute strike, perfect pass, touch pass.
So for the running clock here.
If he gets it, it will be. Extra point.
That's what this point is for the running clock.
Yeah.
Can Holton do it? 34-0 in favor of Clinton Central at the moment. Disappointing start here for Frankfurt, but a great start here for Clinton Central. That was a perfect throw,
Wasn't it, though? He has shown us a lot today, and, a lot of quarterbacks can just hammer throw.
He missed it.
Did he miss it? He sure did, so that avoids running clock, at least for now. But back to my point, good quarterback can throw hard, and as important as throwing hard is the touch pass right into the hands of people, and that was B. And it was absolutely perfection pass into the hands of his receiver. Well done. Good concentration. Hey, let's give that receiver tons of credit, too, because his concentration was perfect. Never left his eyes, and he let that ball fall in his hands.
That is Luke Shelley's third touchdown of the season, I should say. Third touchdown of the game. He didn't have a single touchdown last season.
That's amazing. Well, that's what you want your young team to do. Is you start all new, all that experience you hope leads up to something good. And so far for Clinton Central Bulldogs, it's been really, really good day.
And again, just a sophomore at 5'8".
Yeah, and that's even better. When you got youth doing those types of things, that's real exciting.
Yeah, you called it right. The humidity hits all of a sudden.
Yeah, it did a little bit.
But again, a little bit of wind would be nice here. But
still, for us, it's great. But let me tell you something: you're playing, you're sweating a lot, and that's where you got to, to your point, stay hydrated, and that's where it can kick in a little bit. Well, we think it's nice here. It's still good for them, but this first couple 2 or 3 games in August is usually where you get a lot of that.
So here comes the kickoff again. Another squib. Picked up by Vega at the 32-yard line. So that's what Frankfurt will set up.
Well, let's see if they can get that passing game going again. They had just everything going their way, and then the interception stopped everything. Let's see if they can get back to they're going to have to throw the ball. I mean, clearly they can mix in some run, but clearly they showed they could pass, and let's see if they can get that passing game going. It will be real important for that front line to give that quarterback a lot of time to throw, because he's going to need it. Because here, as I said earlier, Sean, as a defender, I know they have to pass, so I don't worry about run. All I'm coming after is the quarterback right here.
And here's Barkley again, using his legs a little bit, but will be taken down at the 34-yard line, gain of 2.
Well, that's a smart play by him, because there's nobody open. Clinton Central really did a good job of covering the receivers, so don't take a loss. Get something out of it, and he was still able to get a couple yards.
There's a cramp out on the field.
Yeah, that's going to probably start plaguing us here a little bit.
The ISC Sports Network has partnered with Hot Dog TV to be the go-to place for live hot dog athletics. Catch our hot dogs all season long on the ISC Sports Network apps, social media platforms like X, Twitch, and YouTube to see events produced by Frankfurt students in cooperation with the ISC. The ISC Sports Network, Local lives here. So, looked like it was Walters who
was able to shake it off pretty quick.
But now 2nd and 7 for Frankfurt. It'll be interesting to see how Frankfurt can respond because of the missed PAT, it's not a running clock yet.
Well, and that's important because they need time. Even if they don't win, they need time on this field to get better.
Barkley using his feet, almost trips but catches his balance.
Yeah,
and
he's in no man's land. They, as I've talked about over and over without being redundant, they know he's got to pass and they're coming after him.
Just did all that to gain absolutely nothing, actually.
Well, here's what you got to decide as a team that's got to pass. How many can you send out? Because you know they're coming. So you got to keep a certain amount to protect the quarterback. Therein lies limits how many people you got out. So that two-edged sword about sending enough guys out and still having enough for protection, especially because there's no unknown. He knows he's got to throw it.
A deep pass and a little bit of holding,
hands.
And that's going to be a pass interference
the hands
on Clinton
all day.
Central.
That one was easy. It's okay to bump, okay to touch, but clearly he got tangled, and that's a good call by the official. That should be a first down for Frankfurt. That's the most important thing.
Should be. 34-0 here, still about halfway through the third quarter here at Frankfurt High School. Clinton Central dominating over Frankfurt at the moment. So the first down and 10 from the 49-yard line. And another first down, though. The offense is moving quite a bit early in the second half, which is good to see if you're Frankfurt. Another deep pass.
Oh, he's got him. Oh, he had him.
Just out of his reach.
Sean, he made a little cut back inside. If he leads him to the left ever so slightly, that's a reception. He actually passed it just, I don't know if he got it there before he made his little cut, but his cut was really good. Unfortunately, the ball had already been thrown. But, boy, he had a step on him.
That would have been 6 points as well.
I absolutely agree with that. Because he had a little step on him. Ball's there at 6, maybe.
So 34-0 here. Second down and 10 from the 49-yard line. And Barkley drops back again.
Pressure,
and will he be taken down? No, instead he finds a receiver. Is that Castillo? It is. And he goes past the first down yard marker, and he's got some room to the 20, to the 10.
There you go.
Touchdown, Frankfurt. There's some points for Frankfurt.
How good does that feel? And let me tell you something. Sometimes you just need somebody to make a play. You talk about this in football all the time. What he does is come back for the football. That's what you tell receivers to do. If the quarterback's in trouble, you're running around, you come back to the football, and that's what he does. And then he does it all on his own. And that's what the doctor ordered for these Frankfurt hot dogs. They needed something to build on, and that's a beautiful play and put points on the board. He's got some speed, too. He got that, made some moves, and then he was off to the races.
So, they'd be going for 2 possibly?
Depends on the kicker. I would say probably not being this far. There's no sense chasing points yet.
Looks like they are going for 2.
Huh? A lot of it depends on high school whether they feel like they got. Notice they didn't kick that field goal either earlier, which I thought they may. But if you don't, and a lot of times teams just don't have a confidence in their field goal kicker.
Drop him back and.
Oh, that's a good play by Clinton Central. That would have been 6, and he makes a play at the end to knock that down, or it would have been 2.
Believe it or not, though, that's actually Dennis Barkley's first career passing touchdown.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to pass to loosen it up. They're putting so much pressure on their running game that they've found a little bit of a passing game, and that's a positive.
So now 36-4 in favor of Clinton Central, but here's the big thing, though, is now a touchdown and an extra point again puts Clinton Central back on the running clock, while before they had gone for the extra point. Would have been a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. If they had also converted the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
It would have been 2 scores.
what you can't be if you're not scoring points is predictable. And if that's all you are is predictable, then you're easy to defend. So the fact they're showing some passing game is a very positive thing for Frankfurt, and I think that they can build off that. And now the running game can have a little more openness because of your open passing game.
Day & Genna Funeral Homes. Tonight's game is brought to you by Day & Genna Funeral Homes, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day & Genna Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and will provide the care you need. For more information on the service, Day & Genna Care Funeral Homes, please visit dayandgenna.com.
Well, let's see if Frankfurt now can build off that. That's the key. Will the defense come out and play a little more inspired? The offense have a little more kick to it with that score? And now how will Clinton Central respond? So that's the beauty of high school football. How will all that reaction? We'll see.
And here's the kick, a nice kick. And Clinton Central will take it. It is Walters and gets to about the 30-yard line.
Now, if I'm defensive coordinator for Frankfurt, I'm going to listen, guys. We have got something to play really hard about, and that's what you say. Where you always say play hard, but 16, 17, 18-year-olds don't always know what that means. But you got to learn it in a hurry. So now you score, you get out there. Now defensively, make a play. You made a play on offense. Now somebody make a play on defense, and then that can snowball.
So let's all. Yeah, you're right. Frankfurt's defense also has to take advantage of the little momentum that they have right now. Stevens goes right up the middle. And it's taken down pretty quickly. This time, pretty quickly by the defense of Frankfurt. Another.
Yeah, they're starting to go down quite a bit now.
So it'll be second down and about 7 once they get the current player off the field.
Yeah, he's getting up pretty quick, but that was starting to kick in. We've talked about that. Now you're starting to see it kick in. It has become a little more human. Not terrible, but if you're a player, it's a different animal. They're soaking wet, I guarantee you.
Second down and 6 from the 32-yard line. 6:08 to go in the third quarter. And hands it off this time to Shelley.
Nice play.
And a great play by Castillo.
Did you see the form? The head was up, the shoulders were square, and that's what you have to do to make a solo tackle. That is the proper form in order to accomplish that. Well done. That's the hardest tackle in football to make, is that one-on-one, but his form was perfect. He was the aggressor. Defense, you always want to be the aggressor. Don't let the runner come to you. You go to them. That was really, really well done.
3rd and 8, loss of 2 on that play. From the 29-yard line, Frankfurt's defense trying to make a little bit of a comeback. Here's Menon and has a nice hole and gets the first down.
First down. How about that?
At the 40-yard line.
Wow, what a big play. You thought for a second the Bulldogs may be in a little trouble, and that's been that kind of game for them, Sean. They just make a play when they need to. Oh, they're gonna call this short, maybe? Yeah, they say he went out of bounds.
So they did.
Yep.
So they're trying to stop the clock here.
They got to reset the first down markers because they moved, and because I think they thought he got it.
Also a player down.
Well, there is another player down. Yep, right there it is in your picture.
It's Menon. If you need quality care from qualified roofers, we are the company to call. We've helped countless clients keep their company protected while serving time and money. We know what we can do the same for you. We offer free estimates, financing, and even handle insurance claims. Give us a call at 765-670-6440 or visit tornadoroof.com for more information. Sure. 4th down and 1, so they did mark him out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Big play here for Frankfurt.
Big play. 4th and just a couple. They've been able to handle these 1 or 2 yard surges. Their front line has a gear here where they've been pretty successful.
And here's Stevens again.
Oh, he's got more than that. That's a difference maker. That is flat out a difference. When you got a player, when you need 2 or 3 yards, and he's that guy, and they probably have a couple of them, that's huge for a team. It really is.
So 1st down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Gain of 6 on that play.
Clinton Central, when you need 2 yards and have that ability of front line that can get it, that's big. Oh, how about this?
Oh, a great fake. It is again Caleb Griffey on the carry and gets about 25 yards on that run.
That's a big play. Now you talked about this earlier, Sean. Frankfurt's defense has been out there a long time, and now we're getting in the second half, and that's when it's really difficult. And Clinton Central has really got momentum and rhythm in their offense, and that's what you want.
1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Clinton Central really again knocking on the door again. But it's been a struggle really for the Frankfurt defense. They've been really unable to stop Stevens all game.
Consecutively. They've made some good stops, but then they allow the 1st down. They've got to be able to put multiple stops together.
There's Shelley. He's got some room, and he's got a touchdown, his 4th of the game.
He's had an outstanding game. And that gets back to why it's really hard to key on multiple players. I mean,
how about that? The 4th touchdown for Luke Shelley today.
It's been the Shelley and Stevens. Now you just can't isolate on either one because they both have that ability to make a play.
So 40-3 now, or 40-6 now the lead for Clinton Central. At this point would make it a running clock.
Yeah, once again, it's in that territory, isn't it? Unfortunately for Frankfurt.
Snap is good, and the
That's
kick
offsides.
is as well. It'll be offsides, but it won't matter. They don't want the running clock. And now it's a 35-point lead, 41-6. Clinton Central ahead of Frankfurt. So just a great showing here on the opening game for Clinton Central.
The clock will stop, I believe, after an extra point or an injury, and short of that, it just runs. But it'll stop at a score.
So Clinton Central feeling very good right now.
Yes, they are. And rightfully so. They've played very, very well, a young team. And that's what you want. You can't always control it. You work real hard is to develop young people. Then the next year you paid your price, and you want to see dividends of hard work, and your young people grow up and stay healthy, come out, and get better. And at least for the opener so far, Clinton Central has shown that they have done that.
Again, 41-6. Clinton Central on top. Frankfurt really running out of time here.
Yep, and time will fly, too, unfortunately, for Frankfurt. But listen, even that being said, Frankfurt can't worry about it. Their mission is to get better. They have played it okay at times, but it's a marathon. It doesn't matter what time they have. They got to just continue to stay positive and work to get better.
Ball goes right underneath Frankfurt and is picked up by Castillo, and he's taken down at the 32-yard line. So the clock now running as we approach 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to go in a hurry here, too. So now what you try to do is what can we do to work on this offense and to figure out. I think they have found some things here with this the passing game, and I think we'll see them throw some more wrinkles in here now. Because there's going to be a time you need a 2-minute warning. There's going to be a time where you're close and need to score, and you're going to use this situation to mimic those.
And there's Barkley again, using his feet, has got a couple of yards, and is hit hard at the 39-yard line. Did you see that hit?
Yeah, it's been a relatively good hitting football game.
So, gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Good first play, though, for Frankfurt. But again, Clinton Central is having a fantastic day. All thanks to Luke Shelley and Clayton Stevens.
Yeah, they have been dominant. And let's give that front line a lot of credit. They've had tons and tons of room. And they've had that room, but they've also done things after they've had room to capitalize on it. So
Jordan Wolf gets a sack on Barkley. What does this mean for the future of Clinton Central in this?
Well,
again, it's week 1, but it's too soon to tell. But
if you're young,
it's
one
a program on the rise.
It is. It's one play at a time, one game at a time. You know, a team that wins one, if they can hang on here and obviously win this in style, that's a huge first step for a young team, a team that's struggled now.
They're down in 5 from the 37-yard line.
You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it. It's still just one game.
And a penalty. It's going to be a false start on the off.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Back here at Frankfurt High School, Sean Shepard and Jan Bozier bringing the action. And unfortunately for Frankfurt in the opener, this one's been all Clinton Central. Frankfurt will now have the ball again to start this fourth period of play. They'll face a running clock, but for them, it's just one play at a time and a little dive forward for the Hot Dogs. Boy, it's just been a game where Frankfurt came out early and showed some things, and you kind of felt like that Clinton Central was going to struggle, and all of a sudden things clicked in for the Bulldogs. Their defense kicked in, really shut down Frankfurt and took control of this game. And it's been all Clinton Central since that early opening drive by the Frankfurt Hot Dogs. It's been, for the most part now, in the late stage of this game, a passing opportunity for the Hot Dog, and there is a run out of bounds. And I do think that Frankfurt's passing game has showed some promise, and I think that's something that they'll continue to work on. Flag on this play. Let's see what that's about. Holding Hot Dogs. That's tough because you know you got to pass. You know that your opponent knows you got to pass, and so it's easy to sometimes have to get into that situation where you get called for that holding penalty. Frankfurt next week will go on the road. In fact, they'll go on the road 2 weeks in a row, first to Clinton Prairie, then at Tri-West. Clinton Prairie, a winning ball club, and Tri-West had a really good year last year, including a sectional championship. They were 11-2, so things don't get easier for the Hot Dogs. There's a nice pass reception. Going to be really close to the first down.
Number 21, Dennis Barkley, complete to number 6.
Completion out there to Corman.
Stop made by number 10.
Unfortunately for the Hot Dogs, we highlighted in high school football, once you get behind 35 points, it turns into that running clock, so it will only stop on a score or an injury. So that clock's going to go fast. So if I'm Frankfurt, I pick up the pace here to get as many plays in as I can. Boy, it's a pretty pass, Sean. You can take it from there.
It is. It's going to be a touchdown for Castillo.
And the passing game, Sean, continues to show a little bit of promise. And regardless of what the score is, that's what Frankfurt needs to continue to do. They have shown that they can pass. They had time that time. And I think they're going to have to rely on this passing game a little more.
They might have to, but got to take the positives from this game and just continue to roll with them.
Yep, I agree.
One of the positives has been the passing game. Clock will continue to run here. 41-12 now the score here in favor of Clinton Central. Frankfurt will go for 2. And here's Barkley. He'll get the 2-point conversion.
That's a positive.
So 41-14 now the score here at Clinton Central. The offense has been showing up a little bit more in the second half. Really, when we started seeing them pass the ball a little bit towards the end of the first half, that's when they really started to move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. And these are the positives that we continue to highlight. They'll go back and they'll watch the film, and now they'll have a game under their belt. Listen, we got to do this more. We can't do this. We got this player can do this. Perhaps they found some things. And as we have a flock of geese, Sean, that is hovering over the football field. How about that?
Well, you don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And there is a bunch of them. That's interesting. A lot of firsts for me tonight. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've seen senior night on the first game. I may have, but not very often. So.
And again, your first time here at Frankfurt in the booth.
And for football, no doubt about it. It's a lot of fun. I love coming to Frankfurt. It's actually, I live in Noblesville, and it's not a bad drive for me at all.
Yeah, I'm staying on the north side of Indy for the night. I currently am residing in the Evansville area, but like I said, like you mentioned earlier, getting the Purdue gig started
changed everything, didn't it?
Yeah. I'll luckily have a place in the north side of Indy with my parents, so they're kind enough to let me live with them for a few months.
So they did let you back in.
Yeah, they kind of missed me a little bit too much.
Okay, at least for the first couple nights.
As long as I take care of the dog a couple times.
That's right. You got to earn your keep.
Clemson will start from the 34-yard line. But again, going to be a very fun season here of high school football.
Now, well, you don't want to talk about this. For Clinton Central, you got this huge lead. From a coaching's perspective, that's why we talked about you can't be happy here. And what I mean by that, it's a marathon. You got a lot of things ahead of you. So you still got to be working here. You're a team that's played better today, but you have a lot of big games ahead of you. So, and now all of a sudden you've let a couple scores go. So they're probably playing some extra people, and that's a good thing too. But you can't take your foot off the game pedal.
Timeout was taken by Clinton Central. Well, Ardente Dental offers high-tech dispensary with personal touch. Whenever you're a brand new patient or have been with us for years, we're here to serve you. Give us a call, 765-654-7222, or visit us online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life.
Yeah, I was highlighting a little earlier Frankfurt's upcoming schedule. They're at Clinton Prairie, who was one game over 500. Tri-West sectional championship. How about Southmont? They played very well. They won a regional last year. Lebanon just under 500. Western Boone, Danville, Northman. You've got some teams here in that 4A category that have been really good. So Frankfurt's got their work cut out for them here to get better quickly.
Well, Dan, I also want to thank our friends at Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where recovery is possible. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, reach out to Healthy Communities at 659-6063 or at www.healthyclintoncounty.org. Back to action we go. 8:13 to go in the game. Still be a running clock here. Clinton Central with the ball. And a high snap. And it is recovered by Clinton Central.
That's what I'm talking about.
Griffey.
Taking your foot off the game pedal a little bit, your concentration. Hey, this one's in the bag, and unfortunately, you're not that team that can do that just yet. You have got to continue to get better, and now is not the time to fill this stadium with mistakes when there's still some game time left, and that's learning how to play and learning how to be a winner.
It appears that Siemens night may be done as well-deserved as Clinton Central is about to improve to 1-0.
And rightfully so, a lot of young kids getting a chance, so some of that's with some new youth in there, and you get it. But it's good for Clinton Central that they can play some young people here because you can never have too much depth in the season.
So what does Frankfurt need to do next week in order to win, in order to get a couple of wins this season?
In any sport, you got to have a short memory. You got to put this loss behind you and learn quickly. You really study. You did some good things. Get better. It's a cliche, but it's very true. You got to get better every week. Doesn't always mean a victory, but did you get better? If you don't get better, then that's problematic.
And for Clinton Central, they just need to continue to ride the momentum. A brand new season, a younger team that's starting to get some more development underneath their belt.
Yeah, you got to take this game in perspective. You're going to enjoy the victory because you haven't had very many, so you certainly need to do that. But it's still just one game, and it's the first game, a whole lot ahead of you.
And here is Griffey again. Will not get a whole lot. The 4th down and long. And here comes the punt unit for Clinton Central.
And they have not punted a whole lot, so give that. I suspect Frankfurt's probably playing some youth here, too, to get some experience, and that's a good thing, too. That's a good job by them.
So halfway through the 4th quarter here. Clinton Central on top, 41-14 over Frankfurt. And again, Frankfurt about to improve to, or about to fall to 0-1. Clinton Central about to improve to 1-0. And here comes the punt. It's an all right punt, and it is taken at the 50-yard line and taken down quickly. It was Fisher who was on the return, but great start, great field position for Frankfurt, starting at the 42-yard line. Let's see if Frankfurt can get another score here.
Absolutely, and if they can, that quite honestly is still something that's very needed to get your confidence at a higher level, even in a loss.
Now available FiberHawk Fiber Internet, super fast. Speeds, no more buffering. Perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and ability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable. FiberHawk and a drop pass, or was it a fumble?
No, he caught it, then dropped it, but got it back, so it still is a completion. Sorry about that. You were reading a read, and I got it caught up, and he dropped it.
Well, it was a great play.
Yeah, he come back for the football, kind of fumbled it, and got back on it.
Kind of a little bit of a shocker that they would go deep in the first play, but I love the play call.
Yeah.
And here is Castillo again. Breaks a tackle and is in with a touchdown.
Yes,
Touchdown, Frankfurt.
And he's come alive here in the fourth quarter, and that is really something to build on because he's an athlete. Give him some room. He's made some things happen.
So 41-20. Frankfurt making a little bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of the argument with the running clock. If the team gets hot, they can't have enough time. So whether you like it, it's the rule. It is what it is. So the key is don't let it happen.
But this is the positive here for Frankfurt.
It is definitely a positive.
They are able to see what is working here late in the game, and they could stick with it. You never know with this. You never know.
It is a positive. That's way too many people
that's a false
moving.
Start.
Yep. But it is a positive, and that's how you got to take it. Because now you go, well, if we would only not had, so many points, we may have had a shot, and that's what you talk about.
And again, if you're looking at the score, there were 3 opportunities in which Frankfurt was inside the Clinton Central 30-yard line that they failed to score.
That's a good point. Yep.
And so if that were the case, it would be a tie ball game right now. And breaks a tackle, and does he get a 2-point conversion? He does.
Yes, he does. And this young man has come alive, and I really like that. That's really being a leader. It really is. And he's one of those 5 seniors out there, and he has not stopped playing hard at all. And that's what you talk about as a coaching staff. See this young man here? Did you see what he did in diversity? He showed you how to keep playing hard.
At the Farmers Bank, we like helping everyone grow, from business owners running multi-million-dollar companies to first-timers just opening a savings account. We draw over 140 years of history to honor the principles of personal connection with individual attention that have been there since our founding in 1876. And that's why you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I think Frankfurt's going to watch the film and go, listen, we got to find a way to get that ball in his hands more. He is a dynamic type player, and the more touches he's gotten, quite honestly, the more he's been producing. So I think the coaching staff will go back and say, how can we find different ways to get the ball in his hands?
So 41-22 now, Frankfurt trailing Clinton Central. Clock at 3:39.
Clock will stop on scoring and injury, so should be stopped. Yep.
And timeouts, I believe, too.
Timeouts, yes, that's the other one. I knew there was 3. And you're absolutely. Thank you. I knew it was. I couldn't think of what it was. There's 2 or 3 reasons the clock stopped, and timeouts is certainly one of them.
And here's a weird little kick that's picked up by Clinton Central. It was Clayton Stevens who picked it up. And so 41-22, and here comes Clinton Central again. Not a whole lot of time left. Maybe time for another quick possession for Frankfurt if they were able to get a 3-and-out here.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Frankfurt could score, get the ball back and score again, even in the clock running, to find, that's something you'll talk about. Guys, look what we did, what we can do. That certainly, you can even do it with 22, but you get 30, and that's kind of a different animal.
Clock running now at just over 3 minutes to go in the game. Again, Clinton Central will improve to 1-0. But the question is, how much will they win by? (41-22). Is it for formation again? And hands it off again. Breaks a tackle and is pushed out of bounds. Looked like it was Levi Jacobs who had the run. No, it was not. Instead, for Clinton Central, it was Kaysen Arball, a 5'10 sophomore. Made about 7 on that play. Be second down and 3. And so 2 minutes to go before Clinton Central officially gets the victory.
How big is this for Clinton Central to come on the road, needing a victory, and senior night, add a little more spice to it, and somehow find a way to get a victory? That's huge.
There's our ball again, and he'll be good for a first down, and it looks like there's another cramped hot dog on the field.
That'll stop the clock.
It will stop the clock.
Now under 2 minutes.
So that means Frankfurt can just, or Clinton Central can just kneel 3 times, and the ball game is over.
And I suspect that's probably what they'll do.
Jackson Woods is the one that was on the field.
Yep. That one's cramping up bad.
Cramps are not fun, are they?
No, they are not. No, I as a player, I did a relatively decent job. In college, a different world because you play Saturday, when it's just blistering hot, whereas you and that's a big adjustment, quite honestly, from high school to college, where you still kind of get it. You can, but in college, when you play during the day and it's just scorching hot, it's very possible. So you really, really have to work hard on getting your legs and body in condition to handle that, because that's a unique different when you're used to playing at night in a different world, and then all of a sudden you start playing and it's blistering hot.
So it appears, if my math is correct, that Clinton Central will only need to kneel twice because both clocks are running right now. 20 seconds before they have to snap it. And there's 1:30 to go on the clock right now. Seven seconds before they have to snap. And actually going to run another play. It's our ball getting another run at it.
Well, they've got some youth in there. They want to try to get many reps, and rightfully so. You cannot, and there's the smaller school, which certainly Clinton Central is. He talked about having enough kids out to play. That's a piece of it within itself, because you get deeper in the season, you lose some people due to injury or whatever the case may be. You can't have too much depth, and the smaller schools have typically smaller numbers. So this is an opportunity to help that out, and so you can justify and understand why they're doing that.
Under a minute to go in this game.
This may be it.
Now they'll do one more play, and that'll end the game. A great performance here for Clinton Central overall. And here comes the final play.
Little razzle-dazzle, too.
A little to our ball, and the second effort again will get him to that first down.
That should do it.
And it will do it, though. Clinton Central improves, gets an opening week win here at Frankfort, while Frankfort falls to 0-1. Final score here from Frankfort High School, 41-22. We'll take a short break here and come back with our post game. You are watching high school football here on ISC Sports Network.
Colleges and universities are always actively looking for highly targeted and effective ways of reaching high school students and their families. Imagine your informational message being displayed in full color on courtesy charging stations placed throughout the high schools of your choice. Our mobile charging stations provide your college or university with a continuous flow of traffic to those who benefit from your message the most. High traffic areas like the cafeteria, commons, multimedia rooms, and concessions make the perfect places to reach a receptive and captive audience. Advertise to your alumni of tomorrow by getting plugged in today. At JM Marketing, your audience awaits.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Well, the Frankfurt Eagles Clinton County player of the game, and got to go with Clayton Stevens. He was outstanding today.
Yeah, he really set the tone. He threw it, he ran it, and his just overall leadership of this ball game set the tone. They weren't able to key on anybody because he was such a dominant factor in this game, and rightfully so. So it's a really good start for him, and boy, he's going to be a player they can just lean on, Sean.
He will. Well, this is Sean Shepard here with Jan Bozier, the Willow Creek Barn postgame show where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. And looking overall, Clinton Central was just phenomenal.
Yeah, they played well. And now, to Frankfurt's credit, when with the running clock, you could go, well, you just shut things down, and they didn't do that. In fact, they outscored Clinton Central 22 or 16-0 in that fourth period. So that's a plus for Frankfurt. They've got to get better.
Then they hopefully will. Well, let's wrap it up here from Frankfurt High School. Tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfurt Eagles 976. They are people helping people. Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. Day and Genda Funeral Home. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. Healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice an easy choice. The Farmers Bank, let's grow. The Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair. So any final thoughts here?
Yeah, it's been fun meeting you. Our first time together. Hopefully we'll get to do it again. Good to see our friends here at Frankfurt. Always do a nice job. And it was just overall a fun game. Clinton Central come out and listen, a 1A beat a 4A. That's not easy either. But Clinton Central gets the big win. Frankfurt hopefully will get back on track.
Well, again, thank you for everyone here at Frankfurt for helping us out here today. And my broadcast partner, Jan Bozier. I'm Sean Shepard saying so long here from Frankfurt High School, where the final score is Clinton Central 41, Frankfurt 22.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.